It'll absolutely be devastating. It'll be horrific in terms of the impact to the estuaries.
A dire new warning about the water quality in Southwest Florida coming just 48 hours after President Obama appeared in the Everglades to say our state's water supply is in serious danger.
Take a look. This morning, the Army Corps of Engineers began releasing water from Lake O, which flows through the Caloosahatchee River and drains along our Gulf Coast beaches. These water releases usually don't happen for another few months at the height of rainy season, and experts say that could lead to that infamous brown water we have seen choke our estuaries and degrade our beaches in years past.
But as 4 New Corner's Warren Wright just found out, the Corps of Engineers is now stopping the water releases for now as the governor steps in. Warren.
Amy, that's right. The governor says he wants the State Department of Environmental Protection, also known as the DEP, to test the water for harmful algae first. All of this is happening as Lake O levels continue to rise more rapidly than anyone predicted. That's why the Army Corps of Engineers was scheduled to begin releasing water today. The water releases out of Lake Okeechobee didn't last long. They were stopped after the governor ordered the state DEP to look into whether the water would bring algae blooms our way.
What it will result in is continued devastating impacts to the estuaries both on the west and east coast of South Florida.
And here's why. This storm raged over Lake Okeechobee yesterday and brought multiple lightning strikes, indicated by the white dots. The wind and waves churned up pollutants that had settled on the bottom.
And when there's a significant wind event, it vertically mixes water in the water column, and that resuspends some of the bottom sediments.
That bottom sediment is loaded with fertilizer runoff, which feeds toxic algae blooms. Also, this area north of Lake O has had an unusually wet season during a time when it's supposed to be dry, sending even more water into the lake. And that area north of the lake is home to a lot of cattle ranches. So all that raw animal sewage is pouring into the lake.
It will lead to increased proliferation of harmful algae as well as red drift algae. We're already getting red drift algae on some of our beaches on Sanibel.
In the past, excess lake water drained naturally into the Everglades, water that's now diverted to both coasts. Just days after the president recently gave a serious warning.
If we don't act, there may not be an Everglades as we know it.
And that warning is becoming more urgent.
The water level in the Everglades is 1.5 feet lower than it typically is historically. And so the Everglades is being detrimentally impacted because of lack of water.
Okay, now the state has begun working on a possible long-term solution, creating water storage areas along the Caloosahatchee to divert polluted water before it gets to our coast. But those are years away from being finished. Again, the bottom line for now, water releases have been stopped while the state tests for what it calls, quote, harmful algae blooms. Warren Wright, Fox 4, in your corner.
All right, thank you, Warren. Now we want to know, what do you think needs to be done to address this problem of polluted water, especially when the impending rainy season threatens to make it worse? Let us know when you give us a call at 206-FOX-4 or email us news@fox4now.com.